Hello children, so this is Vijaya back. Shall we carry on with 6th lesson children? What is the lesson name? It's My Childhood, and it's nothing but an extract taken from the autobiography of the great APJ Abdul Kalam. Am I right children? And he was our 11th president of our India. Am I right? So by now we have completed 2 modules of it. In first module, we could come to know his family background. Am I right? And also like how did he make his first earnings in 1939 when he had to really, pick the tamarind seeds when he was 8 years old, how his cousin helped him. And you all might have got a doubt children that what could have made Abdul Kalam to pick the tamarind seeds, because it's not given in this. So even I did not really know. Then I had to surf through and I'm here with the information. So the reason why there was a lot of demand for the tamarind seeds was they used to take the tamarind seeds, make powder of it. They used to roast them, make powder of it, with which they used to generate gas. And it used to help as a fuel to run the trucks during the World War. So it was used as a fuel for the vehicles at the time of World War II. Isn't it wonderful children? I really was like, I was just wondering, is it so? So that's the reason why there was a lot of demand for the tamarind seeds during the World War II. And how much amount was paid to Abdul Kalam when he picked and when he sold them to the provisional shop owner? He was paid 1 anna. But that itself was a smart amount for the young little boy. That was none other than Abdul Kalam. Then what else did he do? As a result of the World War's effect, though their town was isolated, being an island, but the train which used to move, it was asked to not to halt at Rameshwaram as a result of the World War. Otherwise, directly they were never affected. That is what we told, isn't it children? But as the train, which used to move which used to go via Rameshwaram, was not stopping anymore there, but was not halting anymore. So with which, the newspaper bundles used to be thrown on the platform of Rameshwaram railway station. Then another cousin, Shamshuddin, used to be the boy who used to distribute the papers. Then he was wanting a helping hand to extend help to let his work be easier. Then who helped Shamshuddin? Yes, it was again our little Abdul Kalam. He said that yes, I'm here to help you. And that's how Shamshuddin, even he had given the zeal and spirit for the young APJ Abdul Kalam to earn his own amount. So that's how he could taste the earning of his own amount, whereas he felt very happy. And he even says that, it has its own image in his mind. And when he has grown so old also, that is half a century they said, after 50 years of age also, he still has that memory in his mind. He still feels the thrill of earning the first earned income. That's always the taste of the success and taste of the first earning children. You will all also very soon enjoy it. So this is all is covered in first module. Then second module, the schooling and his friends. He had 3 friends and all the 3 were from Hindu Brahmin family. Aravindan, Ramanatha Shastri, Prakashan, Shiva Prakashan. Am I right? And how did they develop their own career also, they have just mentioned and all. So till then everything was moving very happily and all. And he also mentioned that they never had any discriminations based on their religion or caste or any other thing. Everybody was quite happy, not only the children but also the families of all these children in the society. The whole of Rameshwaram town was quite comfortable having all the people. Because one thing we all need to remember children, whenever there was Sri Sitarama Kalyanam, Abdul Kalam's family was given the privilege to carry the idols to the marriage site, wedding site, that is Ramatirtha, that is in the middle part of the pond called Ramatirtha, you all remember. So that particular very sacred privilege was given to a Muslim family to carry the Utsavamurti to the place to perform Kalyanam of Sitarama Kalyanam, and where they used to arrange a special boat for it also. So that itself, it shows that they never had any kind of a discrimination any a time, not only for among the children but also among the elders of that particular township of Rameshwaram. Then when he was in 5th standard, an unfortunate incident took place where Ramanatha Shastri and Abdul Kalam used to sit together in the first row, and a new teacher entered in and he pointed out it as a blunder, a mistake, an error committed. He said that no, being a Muslim boy, Kalam cannot sit with Ramanatha Shastri, and he should be seated only in the last bench, and he was forced to get up and go. So when Abdul Kalam, he got up and he went there, he felt so bad, deeply hurt. Even the same thing happened with Ramanatha Shastri also. Even he felt so bad, and he started even crying also. So as soon as Abdul Kalam looked at Ramanatha Shastri crying, he could never forget that. Lifelong it had become an unforgettable memory. Whenever there is a positive memory, children, usually we say that like it's a beautiful memory, I can never forget this, it's a memorable memory, we say. So when it comes to the negative memory, you can never forget that also, and that we usually call it as unforgettable memory. So here it has remained as an unforgettable memory for Abdul Kalam by looking at the way he was deeply hurt. Downcast the word they used. Ramanatha Shastri could not tolerate. Then now we shall see, as I left the class saying that let us see whether they report the same thing to their parents or not, and how will their parents react if they are already been given the information. Shall we move further, children? I think all of you are ready with your ebooks and also running notes. So let's quickly move about the paragraph number 7. Page number 71. So after school, we went home and told our respective parents about the incident. Of course, as we thought, they did the same thing. So all the children of the class, like even including the victims, Abdul Kalam and Ramanatha Shastri, they are the main ones who have been affected very badly. So they have informed their respective parents. In the sense, Ramanatha Shastri informed his parent and Abdul Kalam informed his own parent. Then Lakshmana Shastri summoned the teacher. Who was Lakshmana Shastri, children? He was Ramanatha Shastri's father, who was a chief priest in Rameshwaram temple. Then he summoned the teacher. Summoned in the sense he lodged a complaint against him to the school. Summoned in the sense he questioned him legally, because it's an offense. Like one cannot really, create nonsense based on the religion, that too among the school going children any time. Then he summoned. He was being the teacher was being made answerable. And in our presence. So all this thing, it happened in front of the children only. So children were very much present there. In front of the children only, Lakshmana Shastri asked the teacher to give the explanation that why did he do so, and told the teacher that he should not spread the poison of social inequality and communal intolerance in the minds of innocent children. And of course he was taught a lesson by Lakshmana Shastri, saying that being a teacher who had to really give the value education to the children, being a teacher, he is not supposed to spread this kind of poison. He is calling it as poison, injecting wrong sense of having the intolerance, taking the religion as a ground of discrimination. So he directly questioned and he said to the teacher, saying that being a teacher, you shouldn't have done this. It's nothing but spreading poison and injecting something wrong in the very young minds, innocent minds, because children did not really know what is right, what is wrong at that young time, right, children? So whatever we get it from our teachers, right, we think that is absolutely right, because teachers are gurus and teachers are the ones who need to really give the value education to the children. The right things only need to be conveyed to the students. Am I right, children? So that's what Lakshmana Shastri said. Being a teacher, how could you do it? How could you try to even spread this poison in the minds of the young children? You did a blunder. You did a great mistake. And he bluntly asked the teacher to either apologize or quit the school and the island as well. So see, children, it was Lakshmana Shastri who considered this incident as a big offense, punishable offense in his view, because the teacher was wanting discriminations to arise among the children, which was a punishable offense. Lakshmana Shastri, he felt. And then what did he do? He has given 3 options to the teacher. 3 options he was given. The teacher was given 3 options to do. First one is to apologize to the children. He was wanting the teacher to beg the sorry. Sorry is a very valuable word, children. Never you think it's a silly word and somehow just we can say sorry and we can just skip the incident or skip the place where we can happily live further. No, because it is a very precious word. Then the teacher was asked to beg sorry to the children or to quit the school, in the sense to leave the job and also to leave the island as well. So 3 options, whether you quit the job or you leave, you just go away from our Rameshwaram, or you say sorry to our children, because what you did is not excusable at all and you should be punished. This punishment is either you apologize or quit the job and go away from Rameshwaram. Not only did the teacher regret his behavior, but the strong sense of conviction Lakshmana Shastri conveyed ultimately reformed this young teacher. Of course, even young teacher, the teacher who had this feeling of like let Muslim child not to sit with a Hindu Brahmin and all, no? Even that teacher also had taken the word of Lakshmana Shastri very positively. Even he was very sportive and he was positive, and he could realize the mistake what he was about to commit and what he had already committed as well. He could understand. Then immediately he convictional, in the sense he could change, he could transform his mind, and he made up his mind and he agreed that he did some mistake from his side. So that's how that episode finished. That's how Lakshmananatha Shastri, he did not take the incident so light or he just left it, but he entered into the scene and he set it all right. Is everybody clear? Okay, then let's move on to 8th paragraph. On the whole, the small society of Rameshwaram was very rigid in terms of the segregation of different social groups. However, my science teacher, Sivasubramania Iyer, though an orthodox Brahmin with a very conservative wife, was something of a rebel. He did his best to break social barriers so that people from varying backgrounds could mingle easily. So now let's move on to the society and the social attitudes of the people there, and how was the environment in and around of his house. Now it is been described in paragraph 8. He says that on the whole, the small society of Rameshwaram was very rigid. Rigid in the sense very firm. Like easily changes cannot be done. Amendments cannot be made so easily. It is so strong and rigid in the terms of segregation of different social groups. What do you mean by segregation, children? Segregation is nothing but grouping or division being done. Like for example, you are 14 number your class and we shall divide you as 4 groups, 10 in each. Then we have segregated the whole class of you into 4 groups. That is segregation. So division, grouping. Is everybody clear? So that's what the segregation of different social groups was made in a very proper manner, because it was a very rigid society, Rameshwaram society. However, my science teacher Sivasubramania Iyer, though an orthodox Brahmin with a very conservative wife. So now he is talking something about his science teacher, whose name was Sivasubramania Iyer. Please take down this name, children. His science teacher, there is a lot to have some concern with the science teacher. So please take down his name. It was Sivasubramania Iyer. Sivasubramania Iyer used to be his science teacher, who also hailed from an orthodox Brahmin family. Even he was also like, the same family of how Ramanatha Shastri was. Hindu Brahmin family, like belonging to orthodox, having a lot of blind beliefs in rituals and traditions, having many reservations, taking their religion. So such kind of one. And having a very conservative wife. Conservative wife in the sense, she is much more orthodox, like they will have a lot of reservations and they have a lot of limitations, and they would give a lot of priority for their own rituals and all. So Sivasubramania Iyer had a wife who was very conservative. Conservative is very reserved, having many reservations and having many limitations, highly principled. Was something of rebel. Then he's calling his science teacher Siva Subramania Bharati as what? Rebel. Rebel is a word. Children, please take down the word. Rebel is the one who speaks against something, the one who condemns the wrong thing, the one who protests the wrong thing, So it is being rebel. He did his best to break social barriers so that people from varying backgrounds could mingle easily. Why is he calling his science teacher as a rebel? That's what he's reasoning it out, that why is he calling his science teacher as a rebel? Because what did he do? He tried his level best to not to have any social barriers among the children and people there in Rameshwaram town based on the religion grounds. He used to spend hours with me and would say, Kalam, I want you to develop so that you are on par with the highly educated people of the big cities. So having a lot of expectations, and young Kalam, science teacher, used to always talk to Kalam saying that now this is given in direct speech. Now the teacher is talking to Kalam saying that I want you to develop so that you are on par with the highly educated people. So Kalam, I would like to see you growing so, like taking a lot of wisdom and carrying a lot of knowledge, whereas you can balance with the educated people in the city, because Rameshwaram is a town. So he was just wanting Kalam to develop his career, whereas he can match out with the people who reside in the city. It does show that what sort of expectations his science teacher had on Kalam. So with this we shall conclude here, and we shall continue tomorrow and maybe the next session, and we shall also try to even touch the questions as well. So we have completed 8th paragraph now. So we have 9, 10, 11, 3 more paragraphs. Yes, we can just try to definitely cover. If needed, we shall go with another session also, never mind children. So by this we shall try to end up this session, children. So before we end up, just try to sum up the lesson. That is a quick recap. What did we deal with? We started in the 3rd module discussing the lateral situation, the consequence of the new teacher's behavior. So immediately Ramanatha Shastri and Abdul Kalam, they carried the information, and how were they insulted, and how were they hurt in the classroom only due to the wrong behavior of the teacher. It was all informed to their respective parents, and it was Lakshmanatha Shastri. He could not take it so easy, and immediately Ramanatha Shastri's father, he could not take it easy. He immediately went to school, and that too, the new teacher was questioned in front of the children. And what did he say, Ramanatha Shastri's father? What did he say? He said that the teacher committed a mistake, whereas he was trying to spread the poison. So if at all you come across a question, what was called as a spreading of poison according to the context? Spreading of poison is nothing but to inject the wrong feeling of intolerance based on the grounds of religion. He thought of having the discriminations on the grounds of the religion, which they never had it. So he said that no, this is not going to be excusable mistake. So please do beg sorry or quit the job and leave the island. Then what did the teacher do? As he was a very sportive person and also being young, he could realize the mistake. What did he commit? And immediately he begged sorry. There ends the episode. Then continued that he describes about his science teacher, right? What was the name of the science teacher? Siva Subramania Iyer. What is the special characteristic feature described about his wife? Very conservative. And what did he call his science teacher as? A rebel. Rebel is to condemn the wrong things, to protest something which usually, so social workers, they condemn the wrong things. They immediately protest the wrong things there. They agitate, right children? So all these things he tried to do it to not to have any social barriers. There should not be any social limits for the people to mingle with each other. So that's what the move which he had taken, and also he had a lot of expectations on Abdul Kalam. How could we know that? Because he commented, he called out the interaction what he had here. Teacher said that Abdul Kalam, I would like to see you developing, whereas you could balance, you could match up with the people who are very and highly educated in the city. So therein we shall see that how did he develop his career. So fine children, please attempt all the questions of the worksheet what I give you. So let's meet in the next session. This is Vijaya signing off.